Shohei Ohtani is signing with the Dodgers for $700 million, which we talked about in passing a little bit yesterday. Then we found out yesterday afternoon he's going to defer 68 of the $70 million each year of the contract. He is going to have a base salary of $2 million per year during his contract with the Dodgers. Does that not sound like the most insane thing you've ever heard?
I'm like, holy crap, while you're reading it. When this first broke yesterday, we knew he was going to the Dodgers. But the fact that you could defer that type of money and want to do it to help bring other players in, it's really like the true unicorn. And good for the Dodgers. Like, Bravo, if you think, okay, we're going to risk it all because we're going out to get the modern-day Babe Ruth. We don't know how the arm's going to hold up. We know he can hit. Still don't know if he's going to be the same type of pitcher, but you're rolling the dice because of the monetary value that you're going to get on the return of this guy. And we sit here and we look at the Bobby Bonilla thing. I'm like, hey, it's Bobby Bonilla Day. There's going to be a Shohei Ohtani Day, which is great at the end of this thing.
Yeah, but
still, I mean, it gives you the ability to go and strike because you feel our time is now. We're going to get the unicorn, and we're loading up now. Hey, you're going to have to pay the receipts at some point. That all comes due, as you do with credit cards, and you got interest rates and all that. But good for the Dodgers. They found it, and good for Ohtani. If, in fact, this is true, that it's being reported that he sort of spearheaded this, and this was his idea. And it's fantastic. Not many teams will do it because of the money. It's a lot of money to defer.
Yeah.
It's a big risk.
This is a deferment at the time of contract. Bobby Bonilla was a restructure.
Right at the end.
Right at the end?
Yeah.
I mean, deferments in contracts when they're signed is not unusual. Manny Ramirez has deferred money with the Red Sox.
Devers has
Chris
75
Sale.
on his deal.
What's that?
Devers has 75 on his deal.
Yep. $75 million on a deal that was signed a year ago for Devers. Chris Sale has deferred money with the Red Sox right now. You look at a lot of the big pitcher signings over the last several years, the last decade. Pitchers have had deferred money. No one has gone to this extreme, though. No one has exploited it to this degree, which is what is happening with this contract. And not only is it legal, it's allowed.
Yeah.
Let me read you what Jeff Passan pulled from the CBA. This is Article 16 of the CBA, if you want to dig in on the MLB CBA.
This good. Passan was good last night.
I mean, this is
tweet after tweet.
This is not just that it's allowed. This is sort of defiant. This is almost like it's encouraged. Deferred compensation. There shall be no limitations on either the amount of deferred compensation or the percentage of total compensation attributable to deferred compensation for which a uniform player's contract may provide. They have it in there that it's allowed, and there shall never be a limit put on it. And I'm so curious to know if that was something the players really wanted or the owners really wanted.
So, Beetle,
and what do you know on this, Milliken?
So basically, Evan Drellick put out a little bit of a column just breaking down the deal, and apparently this is something the owners were aware of, and they were willing, trying to negotiate this whole deferral situation away, just either make it not a thing or put certain limiters on all of it. The players were not willing to negotiate at all. The only difference here and why I think the owners were willing to let it go is Ohtani can do this because he makes more endorsement money than anyone in baseball. He made $40 million last year. Trout was number 2 in the game at $5 million. So with all that money he's making off the field and he has so far, he's one of the few guys, if not the only guy, who could actually pull this off and not need that money.
Yeah, that could abuse it to this degree, right? A guy that has money and has been in the major leagues now for years and has money, right? He's probably got more money right now than he knows what to do with. Right? How much money has he had?
Who's that?
Ohtani.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kravis had it last night. He made $22 million off the field last year.
Yeah, no, but he's probably got several $100 million that he's already made.
From his marketing?
Right?
Oh, my God.
So it's not like he's experiencing money for the first time.
No.
This is now about, like, generational wealth for him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just taking care of my family for the future. Absolutely.
And he's going to be.
He understands he's going to move out of the state of California at that time for tax purposes.
So there might be a tax benefit to this too. And I've seen both sides. I've seen people that have argued this on both sides. Who knew? Who knew that we'd be looking at the California tax experts on Twitter over the last 24 hours? Sorry, on X, who are talking about will it be taxed at the rate in state once it is
because the actual plays in the state.
There are some people that say the money can only be taxed in the year that it was earned. And if he moves out of the state and he's somewhere else when he's getting the deferred money, it won't be taxed in California. There are other people that have provided rulings from like the tax board in the state of California that say, no, there's already been cases that have been challenged where they have been able to recoup. Whatever. Here's the deal. He knows that it's going to help the team that he's going to. He knows that. He knows that they are going to be able to manage their money and have more money to use and spend by way of doing this.
I'll do this. I'm on board. Go get Yamamoto. I've already spoken with him. We want to play together.
But there's but there's this other part for us locally, which is, why are the Red Sox not abusing this thing? Why are they not doing this?
I think it's because it's so unique and it's so risky. Like, it's not normal for teams to really do this. I mean, I know A-Rod's getting paid until he's 50 by the Texas Rangers. A lot of guys have these deferred payments, like you said. Not to this degree, because the player is so unique. And when this was written and, put in by the CBA and the players were fine with it, owners fine with it, I think it's okay, yeah, but nobody's ever going to really do that, like a full contract. We'll do it for like a portion of it, maybe 10%, 15%, but nothing like this. This is unprecedented. The player's unprecedented.
Why does it doesn't have to be for that player, though. That's my point.
I know that, but like, he's such, like, they want him. He's such a unique player. But the problem is, if we sign him and really sign him to that true value, we're not going to be able to go out and be competitive in the market with other players. You know what I mean? This allows us to still operate. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Once you look at it, it's totally legal. It's totally fair. And they're going to keep recruiting guys and go and get guys. Good for the Dodgers. They figured it out.
Because you talk about Yamamoto, that guy's not going to take a deferment like this.
No, it allows him to get paid.
But other free agents might be willing to take half their deal.
Right.
If you overpay them, right, which is what you have to remember about this.
You still got a posting fee with him too,
overpaid the player and then deferred, and what they're now thinking is the money that they owe him will not be that same money 10 years from now, right? $1 now is not $1 in a year or 2 years, or certainly not in 10 or 15 years when they'll be paying them. So they get to defer it, kick it down the road, and they're actually not paying what is $700 million in today's money. They're going to end up paying less money because they're paying it later and down the road. So why are there not more? Really, this is abusive is what they're doing. It's great. They're exploiting this rule. Why are the Red Sox not one of the teams that want to try and do this? That want to try and abuse that? And if the tax thing is true, that helps them on that front too. If there's a loophole, if there's a tax loophole.
It feels like they're going to go cheap.
It feels like they're cheaping out